Hello and welcome everybody to the MTG Paper Legacy Discord's March League Quarterfinals. I am Pres BOTW, joined here by Chaotic Bear. How's it going today?
Doing great. Excited to see some magic.
Yeah, no, it'll be good for sure. So we have Omnitell here, played by Antonio on the left, and then Jacob S playing BladeBreacher on the right. This is going to be a good one, I think, for sure.
Yeah, the combo versus fair matchup is always interesting to see, and I love the rebirth here of Stoneblade since Oko's out of the format and taking it a lot of different ways, and I'm excited to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, definitely.
We looks like we're ready to get underway here. I'll go ahead and get the players going.
Yeah.
And
So, for those who are unfamiliar with it, our league playoffs have moved to a recorded video format rather than being streamed live on Twitch, just due to the difficulties in trying to make scheduling work with so many pools now being from other parts of the world.
yeah,
So, yeah, no, it's been really good, and we're getting right off there. Antonio starting off with a basic island into preordained bottom top, and then looks like Jacob S firing back with just a tundra.
yeah, yeah. We've got players just all over the world. I think these players are both outside the North America, so we
Yeah.
had to get this in early. Seeing a tapped, is that Seagate Restoration the name of that card?
The other side, I am actually not sure what it is. It's the other side of Seagate Restoration, the land
Yeah.
side of it.
The yeah. So
Looks like
just
it's
good.
just tap land, pass back, and Jacob S is gonna start off with a ponder here.
Full art,
Keeps
full art cantrip. The full art cantrip.
Yep. Then looks like it's just a fetch land and pass back.
Yeah, not a ton of action here. Although Omnitell can
Seagate
really just sit
Reborn,
back.
that's the card.
Ah,
Seagate
thank you.
Reborn is the name of the land card. Yeah.
And we're seeing a show and tell. We're gonna have the players scoot that back just a little bit so we can see it on stream here.
Yeah.
Like
Very
like Pre-
fast start from Omnitel here, though.
yeah, like Press said, this is recorded, but I also recorded it, so I know that I told him to scoot it back. There we go.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. So Jacob S thinking for a little bit there has a force pitch back to basics.
Ooh. Yeah, back to basics is not very good in this matchup, apparently.
Yeah, although it gets one of Antonio's lands, which is a little unusual for Omnitel.
Yeah.
But force back pitching impulse.
Yeah.
Crack of
Also a very
fetch.
good card.
Seeing this is a heck of a stack already here.
Yeah.
Basic island,
Getting
nice.
basic island. Fancy Euro island there as well.
Very fancy. You'd think I would just be able to keep track of which one is which. I could grab my land binder behind me and identify it for you. Brainstorm response.
Brainstorm.
Jacob is out of permission, it would appear. So going to try to dig some more here.
Yeah. Put.
Ooh, there's the
two
other one.
cards back.
Did he
and
find
then
it?
Does
Looks like
not
the
look
force
like
is
it. Nope.
countered.
So show and tell is gonna resolve. Let's see what happens here. I have a feeling Antonio's gonna put a better card down.
Yeah, I mean, the main deck Ashen Rider isn't exactly a card you see played, so.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I was actually just thinking about that. A main deck Ashen Rider would be ridiculous. And then, yeah, as soon as the Stoneforge Mystic comes in, getting the Sword of Fire nice there. Hopefully it's gonna matter. Probably not, though.
yeah, it would be hard pressed to make that matter. This is the Cliffs of Dover, UK island, by the way.
There you go.
No one asked.
Fencer, Shaper Savant.
Yeah, the new art on that looks like he's going to bounce here.
Ooh,
Bounce the tap
the
land.
Seagate Restoration.
Oh, okay, that's cute. So now he can
cast Seagate Restoration.
Oh,
That's
that is
super cool.
That is
Oh my
adorable. So Seagate Restoration here.
Draw cards
Yep.
equal to the number of cards in your hand plus one. Then you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game.
Thank you. I was having to pull it up. Getting to cast actually cast that side of it and have it matter is such an interesting perk here because the tap land looks so underwhelming, but Omniscience just makes you not have to care about the casting cost. That's a great
That's
interaction.
true. Yeah, I've never seen that happen, but that's super cool. I've seen a lot of Omniscience decks play Seagate Restoration, but I've never seen Venser bounce it back to hand to cast it. That's super cool.
Yeah. Just having a
Impulse.
Venser is kind of an expensive effect, but if you can play it for free, why not? There's 3 fairy.
It's a fairy.
Go digging for some dice here.
Yeah.
Not looking good for Jacob here.
No. Well, especially because he's gonna bounce Venser to draw a card back to hand too.
Yep. So he's gonna bounce Venser here, and then betting redeploy Venser, bounce to fairy, replay to fairy, bounce Venser.
Oh my god. This is a cool interaction.
Yeah.
Holy crap, I've never seen this.
Yeah, I certainly have not. And Jacob knows what's up here. It looks like he's trying to scoop, maybe. Maybe he wants to see where this is going. I mean, the players have open deck lists here, so Jacob knows that he can just draw his entire deck and go find the Emrakul. Even if it's the last card in the deck, you can brainstorm a couple cards back. Well, you can't. You would kill yourself.
Is there more than one Emrakul?
There's only one Emrakul on the list. Like, could have been the bottom card in the deck, I guess.
Yeah.
But
well,
choosing that.
It's not exactly the bottom card in the deck is the one issue there.
Yeah. But thankfully not punished there or anything. So players are going to be moved to sideboarding here pretty quickly. Antonio has a Boseiju, an Orim's Chant, 3 swords, a couple containment priests, 2 defense grid, 1 echoing truth, another impulse, 2 monastery mentors, 1 shared summons, and 1 sublime epiphany. 4 cunning wish in the main, so some of that is probably just wish targets. What are you excited to bring in here against a deck? All you've seen is Stoneforge Mystic and some cantrips so far.
This one's kind of hard because that there's just Stoneforge Mystic and cantrips. I almost kind of like just bringing in the Boseiju, and then maybe Orim's Chant. Otherwise, I think what you're trying to do is just better than anything else that's going on really here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like the Monastery Mentors tempt me just as a backup plan because since Jacob is playing a deck that could have swords or easy removal interaction for the Omniscience, having a backup plan seems nice. But at the same, like you said, the threats in Antonio's deck are just so much bigger than Jacob. So you got to make him have it.
Yeah, exactly. Because the one thing I was just thinking of, though, is that if you had any discard outlet for the Emrakul, you'd be good there. But Seagate Restoration makes you have no maximum hand size.
Yeah, I saw that as well. When you were reading the end of that, I was like, oh, that's relevant. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So in Jacob's side, we're a ton of 1-0s. He's got 1 more Back to Basics to go along with the 1 in the main. 1 Court of Grace, 1 Deafening Silence, 2 Disenchant, 1 Aethersworn Canonist, 2 Meddling Mage, 1 Path to Exile, 2 Skyclave Apparition, 2 Surgical, 1 Supreme Verdict, and 1 Vinduing Click. Boy, there's a lot of 1-ofs in there.
There is a lot of 1s for sure.
What would you like out of that sideboard if you're Jacob?
Meddling Mage, absolutely.
Yeah.
I also really like Deafening Silence and Aethersworn Canonist. Both of them being able to just be, if you manage to show and tell in the Omni, you're slowing them down to 1 spell a turn.
Yeah, those are both very nice.
Even if they do have an answer, like say there's like you can Cunning Wish for something that answers one of them. The thing is that even then you Cunning Wish and that's your spell for the turn, so you got to wait until the following turn or until someone's or until Jacob's turn in order to bounce it back.
Yeah.
At which point then they can just replay it because now you can't cast sorceries on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, I'm also highly tempted to bring in the Disenchants here just against the Omniscience. I know that it won't...
Yeah.
You don't have a great window a lot of the time. You can limit them to 1 spell.
Yeah, and I think this is just a rough matchup in a sense.
Yeah. I've played a bit of Stoneblade myself, and I know you don't really love to face combo. The build that I was playing was fine against like ants or tests, but some of the other combo decks I really struggled against, and this I think is one of those examples.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's hard for a lot of fair decks to beat combo decks that have access to their own counter magic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. And I think that's one of the things is there's a lot of combo decks don't run permission spells because they can't afford to.
Yeah.
So when you have a combo deck that's able to run the permission spells, it's really rough.
Yeah, and Antonio, I mean, his combo is basically cast Show Intel with Omniscience in hand, and we'll figure the rest out. So there's
Yeah.
a ton of room in that deck.
Yes,
But,
exactly.
I'm excited to see these Hull Breachers. You know, when Hull Breacher and Opposition Agent were spoiled out of Commander Legends, I think there was a lot of talk in the format and just a lot of doom and gloom about how, you know, this was just going to totally kill Legacy, and I don't think it's had as big of an effect as people thought.
Um, I've actually, so I know a lot of people probably know my opinion on this. I was very outspoken in disliking Opposition Agent. I
Yeah.
still really dislike the card. I don't think it's fun for anybody at all. At the same time, Hull Breacher, though, I don't think is actually that much of a problem at all. You know, Chains of Mephistopheles exists, and this doesn't harm your opponent as much as Chains of Mephistopheles does. Because Chains of Mephistopheles gives them card disadvantage.
Yeah. This
Whereas that, in this case, yeah, you can't get card advantage and you're generating mana for sure. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Just these types of effects exist. Narset's here. Spirit of the Labyrinth is here. Leovold is here. People are used to playing around not drawing cards, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Opposition Agent is like, hey, nice fetch lands. They're off. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh crap.
I guess people are also used to get to dealing with Stifle. Looks like Jacob on his second mulligan there.
Oof,
Like
that's
people are
rough.
used to dealing with Stifle sort of against fetch lands. Opposition Agent, I think,
Yeah.
is very like it just is super annoying. You're right. It's an interesting effect. I don't since it has become oppressive.
It
I don't
is.
mind it. I guess.
It is definitely an interesting effect, but I know that if I was allowed to have a choice, I would much rather not have it in the format. But I'll make do.
Yeah, I think my feelings on that would change a lot if I get got a lot, then I'm probably going to be a little less
Yeah.
happy to have it around.
It's not so much that I get God; it's just that the decks I play are just inherently weak to it. Is this a mulligan to 4?
This is a
Oh my
mull
gosh.
2/4.
This is really bad.
Jacob, I mean, I wonder if there's not anything in the sideboard that is just a slam dunk here against Antonio. So I wonder what
Yeah.
he's searching for. Maybe mainly. I mean, we also forgot about Path to Exile doesn't hit Emrakul, but it would help against the Gristlebrand, I guess. Although, I mean, Antonio's just going to draw 14 cards and go into this
Yeah.
life, I guess.
Very, very quick keep on that 4.
Yeah, I mean, if it's got lands and spells, oof,
Yeah.
and he's on the play. All right.
Yeah. Island pass. Yeah, mull to 4 on the draw would have been a lot less terrible. Preordain.
Let's see.
Scry 2.
Take a peek at the hand there.
Yeah. Antonio also with very good table etiquette in terms of making sure, you know, the scry cards stay down here.
Yeah.
These cards go over here.
That's a top. You don't love seeing that if you're on a multi 4 over there.
No.
Stoneforge?
Stoneforge.
All right. Probably the best thing he could do on turn 2 here, for sure.
I would like to see Canonist myself, but
That's fair.
Otherwise, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
That is definitely not a terrible turn 2 play.
Brainstorm.
Brainstorm.
And this is before land drop here for Antonio.
Yeah.
Although Jacob running 0 dazes in this list, I think I think it's uncommon for Stoneblade decks to run daze.
Yeah. Yeah, I would not be super keen on running days in my deck that's trying to play on curve.
Yeah. There's a way to clear that brainstorm. Just preordain, bottom, don't even look.
Yeah. So So it looks like we're firing back with the Caracas here as land for turn for Jacob. That's a good one.
That's a good land.
Yeah, very good.
Doesn't I guess it doesn't answer Emrakul in a satisfying way, but it's a
No,
nice way to relieve pressure a little bit.
yeah. If it's show and tell into Emrakul, then the Caracas is good. But if it's show and tell into Omniscience into Emrakul, the Caracas is useless.
Yeah. There's our Seagate back to play untapped this time, and I just pass of the turn.
Yeah. Interesting that it's just passed the turn back. And then put sort of Fire and Ice in.
Yep.
I don't mind that.
No, I mean, if your opponent is not going to do anything, be mana efficient here. I mean, this is going to be a clock for 5 each turn if he suits that up here.
Of note here, Jacob hasn't missed a land drop yet. This is really good for him on the 4.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's still managing to get some spells going. Like, to be fair, there's could be 2 more lands in hand.
Yeah.
But, and this is a good spot to be in, too, because this is a functional swing for 5, and also you get a draw card here.
Yeah, Antonio's not going to have a ton of... I don't think there's a single way to actually even get rid of that, right? Other than bounce spells?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. The other thing, though, is that with playing this here, and then this, I see an end-step Cunning Wish, which Antonio is going to do here.
That's a good call on that untapped land.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tanking just a little bit.
Actually, yeah, with missing the 3 life there, that is a good point. Antonio's already at 12. So this Stoneforge Mystic is actually a pretty quick clock.
Echoing Truth.
So we're actually going to go get an Echoing Truth. So that's really good foresight on Antonio's part, because you basically know, looking at the deck list from Jacob, that Canonist and whatever else are the cards you are very worried about. So getting the Cunning Wish or the Echoing Truth into hand will allow you to bounce the card on end step and then allow you to just go willy-nilly the next turn.
Yeah. I mean, I think also just mana efficiency there. If you can... You don't want to, like, pass this whole turn cycle and not spend any of your 3 mana.
No. Hilariously, though, and this is the funny part, is if you're in Jacob's spot, if you know the Echoing Truth is there, you almost want to... so it looks like it's firing off now. Interesting. Because I was going to say, if you wait... what you can do is that if you don't play out the Aetherborn Canonist or the Deafening Silence and put them in off of Show and Tell, the Show and Tell was the spell, so it turns off all future spells.
Yeah. This is an Echoing Truth targeting the Sword of Fire and Ice here.
Okay. That's not too bad. I almost like... Well, I understand also not hitting the Stoneforge Mystic as well.
Yeah.
Just because of the Stoneforge Mystic would allow you to go grab a Batterskull or something. But at the same time, I also not a huge fan of hitting the Sword of Fire and Ice, because if you get another land drop here, that allows you to just redeploy and then re-equip.
Yeah. It takes a land drop no matter what, but you're going to... If you bounce a Stoneforge, like you said, you could just flash in another equipment that you go search up.
Yeah, exactly. And then looks like
Speaking of land drop...
Yeah, hit for 5, drew a card, hit another land. So, wow, on a Mulda 4, this is fantastic. So here's the Show and Tell.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Antonio missing land drops left and right here. Yep, Show and Tell's resolving.
And there we go.
Hey, there's a Hullbreacher.
Oh, Hullbreacher. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's
this is good.
It's no Aethersworn Canonist, but I guess we'll take it.
Of note, though, the Hullbreacher is lethal on the attack here.
Yeah, that's adorable. Well...
Oh, too bad.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way out of this necessarily.
Well, it kind of depends on what exactly your options are.
If you have Disenchant in hand... Oh, Brazen Borrower. Okay. Petty Theft.
I really like this. Bouncing the Omniscience, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other target that he can hit on the whole board.
Yeah.
Since Emrakul has protection from colored spells. Impulse in response, weirdly not affected by Hullbreacher.
Yeah, of note, Impulse is one of the only spells that actually bypasses Hullbreacher.
Yeah.
This is actually super big too, because not only that, this will actually give Jacob the 9 permanents required to tank this Emrakul hit, and also have an equipped Stoneforge, plus another creature to attack for lethal next turn.
Oh yeah, he can cast it off of the 3 mana down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cunning Wish.
Found a Cunning Wish.
All
That's
right.
unfortunate. Bwomp, bwomp.
We're gonna get a Sublime Epiphany, a card from M21 that I had not seen cast until this very match.
Sublime Epiphany.
Yep. If you haven't seen this card, it's basically like a new cryptic command that you get to choose any number of modes on. So it can counter, it can spell, it can counter an activator triggered ability, you can bounce an on-land permanent, you can create a token copy of a creature you control, or target player draws a card. So
that's really, really ridiculous.
Yeah, the modes here are counter spell, bounce permanent, and draw a card, which is just hot game.
Oh yeah, and that's super unfortunate too.
Yeah, I mean it costs 6, but not with Omniscience.
Huh. That's so unfortunate. This was going real good for a multi-4.
Yeah, I think getting your opponent to 7 here with lethal on board is about as good as you're ever going to get on a multi-4.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and if that Impulse hadn't hit, I have to imagine Antonio would just be out of luck there. So we're going to bounce the Hullbreacher. Can't bounce the Stoneforge Mystic because of Pro Blue.
Yeah. And of note as well, because that the Petty Theft got countered, what that did is that it made it so that way the Brazen Board doesn't go on the adventure.
Oh, and it's a fairy.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So we're following up with Defense Grid into Teferi. So now there's absolutely nothing that Jacob can do now.
Yeah. Oh, and the Stoneforge could have never been hit with Echoing Truth because it has Pro Blue. I didn't think about that until right now.
That is true, actually. Yeah, Stoneforge was never a legal target with Echoing Truth. That's correct.
So a tick up on the Teferi here. I mean, I think Jacob is just not scooping out of politeness at this very second.
Yeah, probably.
Like you said, even if he tanks the Emrakul at this point now, he can leave a Stoneforge Mystic on the board to swing back with.
Yeah, basically. So take an extra turn.
Yeah. Also, if you're Antonio, I feel like I'm just so tempted to just bounce my own Emrakul there, and oh, it looks like we've gone back to the beginning of the match here.
Yeah. So it looks like Jacob basically said that he'd seen enough and conceded. So
yeah.
Looks like Antonio is going to move on to 0 there. Very well played by both players. Fantastic showing from Jacob as well, especially on that multi-4. That was a fantastic second game to watch. Yeah. Absolutely. Also, thank you, Antonio, for teaching me that super new cool tech with Omniscience. Holy cow, that's sweet.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
TCG player, watch out. Price is on his way.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that'll wrap us up for this quarterfinal match. Please come back, check out our other quarterfinal matches and the semis soon to come.
Yes, thank you. If you would like to join our Discord as well, there is a link in the description of this YouTube video, and you can come play here as well if you'd like to play in any other leagues or our weekly challenges.
Yep. See y'all later.
See ya.